Hey, what's up, Pirate Faithful? Another great game from ECU today, and a tough one. They drop it 64 to 61 against UCF, who is 11 and 4. The Pirates dropped to 10 and 6. I'm looking at some of the stats now after this matchup, and some things jump out to me. And this has been kind of prevalent throughout the games we've had this season. So most notably the free throw percentage. So UCF went 83.3% on free throws. The Pirates went 59.1. Missed free throws, man. I mean that's sort of the bugaboo of issues and sort of the main issue I think that has held this team back as the season has gone on. Again, they've had a great season so far, though, right? So they dropped this game against a really good UCF team, or at least a good UCF team that the Pirates frequently struggle with, I think, 64-61, so a three-point game. And then I'm looking back at Temple. We lost that by 2 points. So there are so many close could-have-been games here, and it feels like, given the young talent we've got, I think, and I echoed this, I think, with the video I made about Wichita State in that game, Mike Schwartz is really doing a great job culture-wise, right? I think he's established a really sort of gritty culture of players that are coming out. They're playing hard. They're really trying to give it their all. Obviously, the second half of this matchup was not as desirable as what we got with the first half, right? So if I look at the full box score here, the Pirates were up 27-25 at the end of the first half. Then they ended up dropping the second half and ultimately the game 34-39. So again, a great effort all around, right? So if I go to the team stats and look at that a little bit more closely, so a lot of assists kind of distributed around. We had 13 assists. UCF had 10 assists. We committed 19 fouls. They committed 20. So again, this is a heartbreaker type of game. You really hate to lose this kind of game, especially now that UCF is going to be transitioning away from the American into the Big 12. And we will, I believe, play them at least one more time before the end of the season, right? Let's check the schedule and see when our next UCF matchup is. So it's our last game in March. March 5th is when we'll play them one more time. But you got to love what you're seeing from the Pirates. I feel like they're keeping these games close, right? And as an ECU basketball fan, right, who has watched ECU basketball for a while and has seen the team struggle in a number of ways mightily over the years, it's really cool to see them being in these games and to really sort of give it their all and to have a shot when it comes down to it. And I think at this point, early on in Mike Schwartz's tenure as the head coach, that's really what you want to see. You want to see that this team is playing hard, that they're putting themselves in a position to win. If ultimately they do drop the matchup, that's disappointing, but at least they're competitive. And that's sort of what you want to see, right? Which suggests that as these players get older, hopefully they'll all stay here. Who knows what will happen with the transfer portal as things go on. We're seeing that with the football team right now. But if they all stick around and they buy into the culture, it can only mean good things, right? And so if we look at some of our upcoming games here on the schedule, let me just get that pulled up for us. So we've got Memphis next, and obviously that's going to be a challenge. Yeah, they're 11 and 4. They're always a tough team to compete against. Then we got Cincinnati. That's not going to be easy either. They are also, they're 10 and 5. They've got one less loss than we do at this point. Then we've got South Florida, so that's one that it looks like we should be favored in. No win is guaranteed, but if we can pull off one of those games, Memphis, Cincinnati, one of those, sneak in a win where we can, I think that's going to be a big deal, and it's just further evidence of Schwartz and what he's been able to do so far at East Carolina. So anyway, if you caught the game, let me know what you think down in the comments below. Fingers crossed that the remainder of the season goes well. I think even though we've dropped that game against Temple and then tonight against UCF, we're in a good position. I feel like the team's only going to get better. Hopefully, as the season goes on, they can round that corner. But anyway, let me know what you thought about the game down in the comments below. And as always, thanks so much for watching.